All right, so we are here with our final event of the day. We are doing Sekiro, and it's going to be Spiral Out versus IamMaarc. The rules, typical hitless rules, right? No glitches, don't get hit, although, you know, if you do get hit, just continue onwards. And you're allowed one reset up through Tutorial Genny. Otherwise, just keep on trucking. Now we got some beautiful people here. We, of course, have Spiral Out. IamMaarc as the runners. You got Cosmic and Charlie as the commentators. Feel free to introduce yourselves. Should we start with runners first, or commentators? What do you guys prefer?
I don't know. I think that Spiral guy is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. Interesting guy.
Hello, everyone. I'm Spiral Out. I am a Sekiro runner. I introduced myself yesterday. I'm sure y'all know me, and if you don't, then I like to play Sekiro.
Okay, so IamMaarc.
Well, so IamMaarc. I am a Sekiro runner, and I don't know. I will try to give my best against the best one, that is a Spiral.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this duking out right now.
You'll be good. You'll be good.
All right, so Cosmic.
Yeah, so my name is Cosmic. I do speedruns and no-hit runs. I've done Sekiro myself as well as other games. Currently speedrunning Dark Souls 2.
All right, let's go. Charlie? You're up.
Yeah, I'm Charlie. I mainly do Sekiro hitless, but I've kind of dabbled in speedruns and Souls now. So I'm also known for taking the dumbest hit to Bed of Chaos and never finishing the run. So, yeah.
Bed of Chaos can be a true meme. Seriously. Not to be underestimated.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
But still, dumb hit, you know?
Dumb hit or not, I've gotten memed on her so many times.
That makes me feel slightly better.
Yeah, don't worry. No boss in these games are going to be memeless. They all have their bullshit, as we know. Okay, so we're gonna get this sucker started. Okay, I'm gonna go behind the scenes, and we'll let the commentators take over from here. Charlie, would you like to start the countdown?
Sure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Good luck, guys. I'm excited to see these runs. I've only recently heard of Mark, and he's currently working on Sekiro, like all beads memories no hit. So that's pretty crazy. That's a lot of
that's a big run.
And obviously Spiral has like an infinite amount of runs, so I think he's gonna do pretty well.
Just a shout out to the skins currently.
Oh,
Crazy rainbow skin. So right here in the tutorial, you can't sprint. You are forced to walk, and jumping is very slightly faster, so that's why you're seeing them spam currently. But in a moment, they're going to get the sword, and that's when they can actually start moving properly.
I'm interested to see whether they both have subtitles turned off for the speed, because it was recently found a couple of months ago that if you turn off subtitles, you can actually skip a large part of the conversation, which makes it slightly faster. And it seems like they do.
Yep, they both do. Crazy. Both leaving out the way they came in as well, much faster.
Tutorial is very straightforward. You don't really have to worry about killing any of the enemies. They're going to be skipping all of these, and then also the mini boss up ahead.
Yep, because if you do kill this boss, you still progress in the game, so it's not like you need to die or anything to progress. So we, of course, include this in the hitless run.
And just a quick info for hitless, for those of you who don't know the difference between damageless and hitless in Sekiro. You have to parry everything perfectly in order for it to not count as a hit. Any block counts as a hit.
I believe the only exception to this is on Armored Warrior, where his the last hit of his flurry will always guard break you for some reason.
Yeah,
So that is not counted.
The only exception, I think.
So here we go. Both runners on Genny now. This is a quick fight. Or a quick pace fight, sorry, should I say.
Yeah, very, very straightforward fight. At first, when you first play the game, this is scary and you're probably going to die. This is one of those bosses where the game kind of forces you to die, technically. Like you're intended to die. But obviously, these guys know what they're doing. They're not going to let Genny kick their butts, so...
Obviously, we don't have Mikiri counter this early, so runners are either going to be dodging or deflecting the big poke that he does. Either one works.
Yeah, and Genny actually has a flurry attack that I don't think we've seen yet. But there's one hit in the flurry attack that is actually almost impossible to parry. It's super hard, so most runners tend to just dodge it.
So there we go. Spiral's done, and they're both done. Nice.
Pretty
synced. Spiral did get the flurry from Genichiro. He actually deflected the first 2 attacks and then strafed around the side to punish after that. So very good way to deal with that.
The nice thing about Sekiro Hitless is that it's basically just a boss rush run. The running sections aren't that big of a deal. There are some enemies that can be quite cheeky and like snipe you with a shuriken or something, but overall it's pretty much a boss rush run.
Yeah, and this ending in particular is worth noting as well. This will be the SHURA ending, which will be fighting Ishin Ashina on the roof instead of the Sword Saint. And there's I think 3 less bosses in this run, so
yeah, you're avoiding Owl, True Monk, Dragon, and obviously Sword Saint. It's also worth noting that I think neither of the runners are going to be picking up any prosthetics. They ran past the shuriken here, so possibly firecrackers later on. They can be quite useful, but they're definitely not necessary for a SHURA run.
Yeah, definitely not.
All right, here we see the strat where they use Agachins to basically be invisible and then backstab Ogre ones to only have to deal with the one death blow. And this is a fairly straightforward fight. You basically just dodge everything. There's not really a lot of pairing involved.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be attacking constantly because he has some very fast grab attacks that are very hard to dodge if you're just spamming attacks. So definitely got to pace them at least a little bit to make sure that he doesn't turn around and get you.
And it seems like Spiral did not listen to Shrek when he asked him to get out of his swamp.
He's going to regret that.
All right.
Ooh.
Mark's done. All right. So this next section is a large canyon where you'll see a snake, but Spiral is too fast for the snake. The snake will not be able to keep up with him. He's pretty much using speedrun strats. Probably not going to go for the canyon skip here, though, because that is a bit too risky. So he's just going to shimmy along the wall, do a little quick hop here, and then he's going to zoom past this little hut. Oh, and it seems like we got Thomas joining as well.
It's actually very consistent to do what Spiral just did, but yeah, it's also a lot faster than hiding in the palanquin thing, so
yeah, I've seen a few runners still hide in there, but there's really no reason to. The speedrun strat is pretty much 100% consistent.
Yeah, for sure. So Mark doing a very slightly different version of it, but one that is just as safe and only a tiny bit slower, I believe.
Yeah, he's got it.
So we're going to see the runners running around picking up a lot of items as well. Usually there'll be sugars, like Gachins and Akko's sugar. The most useful will be Yashiriku sugar, which will half their health, but severely increase their attack damage. I'm not sure what the percentage is, but that is actually banned in Damageless, but but allowed in Hitless. So that is one of the big differences as well.
Yeah. All right. So we see Spiral fight Gyobu. Gyobu is actually one of the hardest bosses in Hitless. He is very unpredictable. The terrain in the fight can mess you up severely. The camera, as we all know from FromSoft bosses in other Souls games as well, the camera is the biggest enemy.
You'll see them both deflecting the last hit of that flurry that he does as well. That'll actually stop him in his tracks, so he doesn't run away from Sekiro. So he allows you to deal way more damage way faster.
And we get a hit on Mark. I think he was a bit too close to Gyobu when he was trying to deflect that.
Just goes to show, like, it's way more precise than it looks in this boss. It really is.
Despite this being one of the the first real boss that you tackle, this is definitely one of the hardest to learn. I've probably spent about as much time on Gyobu as I did on Ishin, so
yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a really tough fight for both hitless and speedruns. Very precise. And trying to get this hitless and kind of speedy makes it even more tougher.
Very fast fights from both runners, though.
Seems like Ishin's also got some rainbow going on. So what they're gonna do here is, I assume Mark will do the same. They're going to be refusing Ishin here, which basically forces him to move on, but you don't have to do the rat quest that would usually get you the prosthetic scroll that gets you some skills, but I don't think they need those skills.
No, it's not particularly useful, especially for Shura. Definitely not. And obviously it saves quite a substantial amount of time because you don't need to go over here and kill the rat, as you said. So it saves a bunch of time.
Yeah.
So coming up here is the Blazing Bull. Now this is one fight that's pretty much the same in hitless and damageless. With Bull, if you perfectly deflect his attack, you still take damage. So this fight is essentially the same in both categories. You want to circle around him, basically. It hurts your hand after a while, but you want to stay by his butt as much as you can.
I think we're going to see something different from Spiral here. Yeah,
oh,
he's taking on a very aggressive approach. He's going to be stabbing the bull's head to get some staggers. He'll be iframing all of his head swipes. This is basically the hitless strat for a speedrun fight.
Yeah, and obviously hitting the head on the bull deals like insane amounts of damage compared to just hitting the body. So
yeah,
an extremely fast fight from Spiral there. Already done.
Fight. Mark's going to be taking the more safe approach where he will be running after Bull and stabbing him in the butt. Hopefully he'll get the early stagger so he doesn't have to worry about Bull running around too much. There's a little trick here as well. If you stay to his hip, he will continuously do the head swing and kind of get stuck in that animation. So you can just continuously stab his hip and then you don't have to run after him too much.
Not as easy as it looks, honestly. I remember I reset a lot to Bull personally. It's be a very tough fight.
Yeah, Bull is so scary. And then also, if you are going for speed and Bull doesn't kill the two guys that are in the room, then you have to deal with those as well. So
yeah, that's very scary. Usually he does he kills them with a charge attack, but sometimes even if you're at like the slightly wrong angle, he'll just run past them, or he'll go to turn early and not hit one of them, and it's just a disaster if that happens.
Yeah. Did not get a very early stagger on Bull, sadly. So sometimes you can get him to stagger earlier and he'll run up against the wall and it'll finish him off. But
so Spiral's currently doing I call this the Genichiro jump, with a very precise sprint outside of this window. You can actually have a delayed jump and skip the Ashina Elite mini boss that's inside the castle, and go straight up to Genichiro.
Yeah. And I don't want to say that your name is not perfectly accurate, but in speedrunner terms that would be dojo skip.
Ah, I see. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll also see Spiral use the speedrun strat here. I believe he's using the L1R1. There is another strat, the 5-hit strat that most speedrunners will use. But it's a lot more precise and requires a lot more practice and is super risky. So he's opting in to do the L1R1 instead.
Recently, it was discovered there's a really easy way to dodge, because the scariest thing about doing this is he can still do the arrow attack occasionally that will hit you. But if you dodge towards him, I believe this was discovered fairly recently, you'll actually just undercut the arrows and not get hit at all. But you do need to keep an eye on that. He'd be
Ooh,
very
and
fast.
that's a hit
Oh,
on Spiral.
I think he just miscalculated when Genichiro would go into death blow there.
Yeah.
Ended it slightly early. But now we're on way of Tomoe with no Mikiri counter as well.
Yeah, no Mikiri counter is pretty. That's pretty. Did he actually? Oh yeah, he actually didn't level it. Yeah. That's pretty scary because the dodge is so precise, especially for Mikiri's.
Yep.
Oh, but he's actually okay. He's deflecting it.
So
Yeah,
with some of the arrow attacks in this phase as well, like right now, you can actually just, as long as you're attacking Genichiro, he will almost
Oh.
never hit you like that.
Yeah, that is a very, very bad spot for Genny to get stuck in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're in Hitless, you're not allowed to deflect the lightning because it deals some damage to you. So what we usually do is we'll dodge the lightning just as it's about to hit us. But Spiral got Genny stuck in that door, and it was just a very bad spot to be in. And he must have dodged a bit too early.
Yeah, the angle is also quite important, I find, on that. So
Yeah.
he had very little room to work with there.
And we see Mark actually tackling Genny the normal way. I love to see it. This is one of my favorite fights in all of Sekiro. So big props to Mark for doing it the proper way.
Yep, and he has Mikiri counter as well, so a
He's,
very smooth
yeah.
fight.
The only scary part is the 5-arrow jump attack. Genichiro will usually dodge back and then shoot 5 arrows out, and they're basically non-parryable.
Yeah, it's possible to do it, but for Hitless, you're much better off just dodging behind him at the right time. But even then, the timing to do that is quite precise, so
Yeah,
it's a scary one.
you can either dodge behind him or you can just smack him down with your sword. But Mark got lucky and he didn't actually get any of that. And now we'll see him hopefully not get as many lightnings as Spiral did, because Spiral got quite unlucky. He got basically the best speedrun RNG and the worst hitless RNG.
Yep.
Beautiful dodge on the flurry there from Mark. I love seeing that strat. It looks so cool. Deflecting the first 4 and then dodging behind him. Cheeky. And we'll see it again. Clean fight.
Very
Clean
good. Yeah.
fight. All right. What we saw from Spiral just now was just a lot of dialogue about Immortal Severance and something Kuro, something Genny. Sorry, I'm not Vadi Vidya. I can't really talk much on this, but
So Spiral is going to Dilapidated Temple now, I assume, to get Mikiri counter and the esoteric text.
yeah. And I think now they're going to be going to grab Mortal Draw from the monkey. So on the way, they're going to be encountering Roberto's dad.
Yeah, it's very much recommended to do folding screen monkeys first, as early as you can, because you get the Mortal Blade. And as such, you get access to an ability called Mortal Draw, which I'm assuming we were going to see how useful that is from both of these runners. It's a very strong skill in the game, so we want to get
Yeah.
it as early as we can.
Yeah. So there's Mortal Draw, and then they ended up finding that if you get the jumping skill, the jumping prosthetic skill, you can actually use a jumping mortal draw. So you'll jump up and then use a mortal draw. And we'll see that being abused in basically pretty much the rest of the run after we get the mortal blade.
I believe it is also the only way to stun Ishin out of his big fire attack if you don't get the firecrackers.
Yeah.
So that's another very good use for it. It's also quite fast considering how strong it is as well. So a lot of utility, a lot of use, a lot of damage. Just very, very good in general.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ever since that's been found, it's crazy how much the strats for all of the bosses have improved for both hitless and speedruns. Especially the jumping mortal draw. It's insane. It deals so much damage, and it basically makes Ishin the free fight. Um, it Ishin very much is just the Emma fight is the scary part.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. She's a lot faster than Ishin is. So again, Spiral collecting all these sugars on the way. All probably going to use every single one of them. They are all very useful.
Yeah, it's pretty much calculated. I think they only end up grabbing maybe 3 Yashi. And the other bosses are all going to be tackled with Anakos. This section can be kind of scary that Spiral's running through right now. You can kind of get sniped in the butt by one of these guys. They'll throw like shuriken or like a fistful of ash or something at you.
These enemies as well coming up to him here, they can throw knives if they want to.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and there we see one barely
Oh, that was
missing him.
close. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're
he
going to
is
be
safe
coming up
now.
to, yeah, this should be okay. And this will be Roberto's dad. It should be a fairly smooth and fast fight. All right, that's pretty unlucky. Nice
Yeah, he can
iframe.
do a lot of starters, and that one was not ideal.
Yeah. And here we see the flurry that will always break posture. It does not count as a hit because he did perfectly deflect it. It'll always stagger you for some reason. And the only way to kill this boss is to actually throw him off a ledge. So
Indeed. He can fall off early, but it's not something you can rely on. Like at
it's
the end of
also
his flurry.
not allowed, I think, in hitless. It accidentally happened to me in my damageless run once. But I'm pretty sure it's a strat that's not allowed in hitless. So you kind of don't want him to do that.
Yeah.
But it can happen if your positioning is a little bit off. It can happen that he'll just fall off. He'll give up on life. There's something in his lore about his son. Maybe he just misses him. He just wants to join him in the dead. Who knows?
Falls off early just to see him.
Yeah, that's it. And the next part coming up is going to be a fairly scripted and simple fight, especially with the use of Gachian's sugar. It trivializes the fight, and I don't know of anyone that has done this fight the proper way. I think everyone that first plays this game just runs after monkeys.
I think the biggest thing about this fight is if the Gachian does run out early because you had some bad movement or got stuck on an enemy, etc., then the purple monkey can be a bit of a problem, but the purple one is actually the easiest to deal with without Gachians. And it's the one that you kill last, so it's no problem really.
Yeah, there's 2 things that can go wrong. If your Gachian runs out, you can either it can happen that the green monkey will jump away from you, but you can just ring the bell and he'll get staggered and you can death blow him. And Spiral actually takes the safe approach here by chasing the purple monkey into the dark room. There's also 2 approaches for that. You can also chase him down below if you open the door. But other than that, it's fairly straightforward.
So I just want to point out that Mark actually used a GG, by the way, on Armored Warrior, but he used a Fistful of Ash on Armored Warrior. I think most runners do. It's a guaranteed stun, basically, for 2 or 3 hits. So it's extremely useful to have them on your bar, even if it's just for that fight.
Yeah.
It's
And he
very good.
actually picks up some ash later on the way. Yeah. I think you can use a Fistful of Ash or firecrackers to have the same effect. And yeah, with them not having the firecrackers, a Fistful of Ash definitely is useful.
So Spiral, I believe, just leveled up for the first time or second time. I believe he just got the hidden skills so that he can sneak through Gunfort a little easier.
Yeah, so there have been like I think billions of strats at this point of the optimal way to get through Gunfort. And I think this is a Seki strat, if I'm not
I believe
mistaken.
so, yeah. It's very, very good.
Yeah, so it requires the use of Gachin and it requires the suppress presence skill. And Gunfort is one of those areas that can mess with you hard when you're doing hitless and speedruns, really. So this strat is the safest way to do it, but it's still scary. It's always scary.
I actually find the enemies on the way to be scarier. Like these ones that Spiral's passing right now. Some of
Yeah.
them can spot you early and instantly turn around and shoot you like faster than you imagine. It's very fast.
Yeah, you have to be pretty speedy and you have to take a certain angle, a certain approach to it um to not get hit there.
Mark just
And
got done with monkeys as well, celebrating with a
yeah, a
nice
little
crouch
tea
stance.
bagging. Yeah. All right.
So
Well,
Spiral used a Gatchin's way earlier, actually, on the branch before the very first enemy. But I believe that's the only one he will need to use if he does. Oh, he's actually doing a faster version. Okay.
yeah, he should be doing it. Oh, he's actually not doing the suppressed presence
Yeah.
version. He's actually doing the speedy strat. Okay. He's going to be jumping to the right here to avoid getting shot because there can be a cheeky sniper up top that can shoot you.
As long as you have Gatchins here, they will de-aggro after a few seconds.
Yeah, so I believe he must have not even gotten suppressed presence. Maybe he just had enough stats for the jumping skill, the jumping prosthetic skill. And after that, just he couldn't get the suppressed presence anymore.
It's possible, yeah. He has 2 skill points currently, so I'm not sure. That was very
Alright.
clean from Spiral, though, coming up to
Very.
our friend Long Arm Centipede Giraffe. A
This
very
is
deflect, a heavy fight.
this is another fight that can be scary, especially if you're doing a low AP run or a Demon Bell no charm run. But in just a regular Shura hitless, Mortal Draw will come into play here for the very first time, and we'll see it in action, and it basically wrecks this boss.
So they dodged, they actually iframe the final hit of the combo there, and then they immediately Mortal Draw to stun him, and as you can see, it just demolishes him.
Yeah, and we're gonna see a lot of Mortal Draws from here on out. All right. Mark's coming up on the gun fort. See if he does the safer strat here. And Spiral actually took a bit of a safer approach on the Thomas the Tank engine here. But he will be just zooming through this lake to get to the next idol. It looks like Mark is using the safer strat. He's going to be sneaking up to the 5th rope on the side here, maybe?
I believe it is the 5th, yeah. And then jump immediately to the right. I think you go to the 5th because it is the most conveniently timed for the gunshots from the enemies,
Yeah.
which have a huge aggro range.
Oh, that
Yeah.
grapple. That was so close.
That was very close.
Grapples in this game are scary. Did Spiral just do the leap of faith?
Yes, he did.
Okay, yeah. Did he take the safe grapple that's further up top?
I think he wanted to go for the lower one, but he actually did land the upper one.
Okay.
So
Well, that is the safer one, so
yeah, also, if you jump off the left side of that after aggroing the snake, you can completely skip the puppeteer monkey that you usually need to you need to use puppeteer on him to distract the snake, but you can just run past him if you jump off at the right time. It's quite precise, but once you get it a few times, it's no problem. And this is another area where stealth comes into play very well.
I'm very interested in why he's taking this approach to taking out Snake Eyes.
I think that's actually safety right there, because that enemy is the only one really that's going to cause you any problems in this fight after you aggro Snake Eyes. And I believe it also saves a Gatchin's sugar as well.
That's true. That's true. Maybe he doesn't. Oh yeah, he doesn't actually have any Gatchins, so that makes sense. There is a strat where if you fight Snake Eyes and you turn to look at the sniper, she will actually de-aggro from you, and you don't have to worry about her. So, but maybe Spiral just wants to take the safe approach here. And Mark, clean fight on Giraffe. Beautiful destruction by the Mortal Draw.
Same with Snake Eyes as well. I'm assuming Mark's going to use it on Snake Eyes as well. It just demolishes bosses from here on out. I believe it's 2 swings from the Mortal Draw and an R1 to kill Miss Noble. So blink and you'll miss it for that boss.
Yeah. And actually, I remember when we first started running Damageless, when a lot of people got into it, people were still using Ichimonji, double Ichimonji for the Snake Eyes. And that was just funny to see in comparison to this strat. It's so slow.
I believe Mark is also going for the Leap of Faith because he just got the idol there.
Yeah.
Which, let's see if he gets it.
Oh, and he takes the lower one and he gets it. Nice.
Oh,
beautiful execution.
That's really, really precise to get that lower grapple there.
And Spiral finishes Miss Noble. And no, I will not be making a joke about how hard the boss is. We've all heard it. Yada, yada. We get it.
Wait,
hardest boss.
You didn't you didn't struggle with that boss?
Please. I was trying to avoid this.
Next up for Spiral will be Corrupted Monk, and he has Snap Seeds at the ready, which means he's definitely going to cheese.
Yep. I would be surprised if anybody fights this boss straight up anymore, especially in Hitless.
Yeah, not me. Nope.
No, I don't remember the last time I did, and I don't think I ever will again.
Yeah, me neither. Nope. So Mark actually taking the same approach to Snake Eyes there. I'm assuming it's because it saves a Gatchin's sugar.
It does save the Gatchins for sure, yeah. It's probably the safest way to do this. But yeah, this cheese is super cool for Corrupted Monk. It can be executed with 4 ash. Is that a block on Mark, or am I?
So there we go. 3 Snap Seeds, 5 ash, and if you jump off that pillar, you can death blow the monk immediately, and it ends the fight. But yeah, that's definitely, you can do that with a lot less, but it takes a very small amount of time to pick things up required for that, specifically, Snap Seeds as well in the area just before Miss Noble. There's a bunch of them to pick up, so might as well pick them up. Another thing as well, Mark is just dropping down here to pick up these three, I believe it's 3 Yasharikus, which is arguably the most helpful drop in the game for them at the moment. That's going to come in very useful.
Yeah, and it looks like Mark will also be cheesing Corrupted Monk, which I am not surprised by at all.
That fight is long if you don't cheese
It
that fight.
it also just seems harder than True Monk to me.
Potentially, I'm not sure.
I think it's just because she recovers her posture so fast.
Yeah, that's definitely the case unless you get the health down, which is not easy because you're going to be deflecting a lot. So, Spiral coming up to the pink Guardian Ape currently. We're going to see a lot of Mortal
beautiful.
Jaw in this as well.
Yeah,
And
he
no
uses the
speed.
Yashi. So this is a perfect stagger lock here. Basically, you want 2 hits on Ape, then 5, then 2. You have to time them right. It's a quite precise strat. So it is not as easy as it looks, but it absolutely destroys Ape.
Definitely, yeah. We're going to see phase 2 here without the Shinobi Spear as well. And if he uses Mortal Draw in the fight, it'll be to interrupt the what's the word? The very infamous scream attack that he can do. It can be interrupted with Mortal Draw if it's used at the right time.
Yeah.
As we can see there.
You actually have to be careful there. You have to give him a love tap first before you can use the Mortal Draw to stagger him. So if you don't hit him just once right after he gets up, you will actually not stagger him if he opens up with the scream attack. And that was a beautiful fight from Spiral. Perfectly executed.
Mark currently cheesing Monk right now as well. He
Yeah.
has a lot more Ash than Spiral did. I believe he had 10 instead of 5.
Yeah, so there's variations of the strat. You can basically pretty much use however many Ash you want. The same goes. You can use firecrackers as well. But I do know that speedrunners usually use 4, but that makes it super precise, and you have to be really fast with those snap seeds.
Because when Monk spawns in, she actually takes a few steps forward, and you want her to be as far back as possible. So therefore, you want to stun her as fast as possible. So if you're not quite fast enough on those ashes, and the staggers don't bring her back far enough, you're not going to get the death blow on her.
And this is pretty much the end of the run for Spiral. We're going to be coming up on Emma and Ishin in a bit here, and this was a pretty fast time, honestly. I think his practice run was about 35 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a really good time for Spiral.
Oh boy, we're going to have Emma and another Guardian Ape fight at the same time as well. So
Yeah.
with Ishin and Emma, if you do happen to die to Ishin, you will have to refight Emma every time. So very worth making good use of these buffs that you have, the sugars.
Yeah, and once you're out of buffs, these fights can take a bit longer. Quite a bit longer.
Definitely.
All right, let's see. Mark's getting the opener here. Clean stagger. He's actually going for the safer approach of locking on and hitting him in the butt rather than getting the headshots.
It's a little bit slower because you actually do deal quite a bit more damage if you hit Ape in the head, but you run the risk of whiffing a lot of attacks. With this one, you can just stay locked onto him and pretty much spam without much worry at all.
And Spiral had a beautiful Emma fight there. Dodges the grab, which is one of her meanest attacks. And now we're going to be coming up to the pushover that is Fire Ishin.
We're undoubtedly going to see the big fire attack get interrupted by the Mortal Draw, once again proving its utility.
He actually parries the Jumanji. Many people will dodge to the side for that, But look at this Ishin. This Ishin can't do anything. Finishes him with a mortal draw for the disrespect. And here's the first fire attack interrupt with the jumping mortal draw. He's already half dead. This man can't do anything. He truly is just an old man.
There he goes, as fast as that.
Beautiful finish. Clean fight. Amazing job.
Mark having a couple of issues on Ape here. A little bit of a longer fight than he wanted, but it's going pretty well for him. He's playing it pretty safely.
Sometimes it's better to take a safe approach if you're a bit unsure. He also doesn't have many spirit emblems left, so the mortal draws aren't going to deal as much damage. But he
Just
gets
manages
them.
it.
No problem.
Also worth noting, we fight Guardian Ape. Well, it's recommended to fight Guardian Ape last of the 3 compulsory main bosses because Corrupted Monk is just a cheese. So you don't need attack power to make that fight any easier. So we want to get as much attack power as possible to make Guardian Ape as easy as possible. So we fight him last, typically.
Yep. And since Corrupted Monk is basically a free fight, there's no reason to not fight her first.
So we go to Monkeys first for Mortal Draw for its insane utility. Then we go to Monk to get the cheese and the free attack power. And then we finish off the game with Guardian Ape and then Ishin.
Yeah, and Mark's going to be coming up here on Emma and Ishin. And I think Spiral actually ended up beating his time from the previous run. So he actually managed to get the 35. Not hitless, but it's a pretty impressive time.
Yeah, that's very good. And if that Genichiro fight went really clean, that would have been an absolutely fantastic run.
It is scary to do the speedrun strat for hitless. It can be scary for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, but
even though the run is so short, it's so much stuff can go wrong in that 35 minutes or 40 minutes. It's
even that grapple just then with the shuriken right behind him. That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
You have to really time your jump right in order to not get hit there. All right.
So for Emma, you actually can't use a Divine Confetti before starting the fight because that will actually be removed when you sheath your weapon to talk to Owl. So you only have the Yashiriku Sugar here as the buff for Emma, but provided she likes to deflect, usually it goes by pretty fast, but if she decides to be awkward, then it's a lot scarier. As you said, the grab attack is nasty. Very hard to dodge that.
It has such a large hitbox, but that was a beautiful fight by Mark. You can really get her stuck in that one hit loop, one hit, one deflect loop as well, which is very nice. And then the final Ishin fight of the day. The scariest part of Fire Ishin, compared to Sword Saint, is that he does have an attack that he will do when you believe he will idle. He'll just pull out an attack that just comes out of nowhere. If you get a little too greedy, you can get hit by that.
Yeah, also, in my opinion, his nastiest attack is if you manage to get behind him in phase 2 after a big fire attack like that, he will instantly whip out the sword in a very weird looking animation, but it's a very fast attack. You don't want to stay behind him for very long in phase 2. But there we go.
There we go. Beautiful finish on Ishin. Great run. And I believe that was a sub 40 run, maybe? In-game time?
Yeah, I believe so. Very nice fights from both of them. Very quick Ishin fights as well.
I'm biased. I think these guys should have ran Immortal Severance. I would have loved to see some Sword Saint Ishin fights, but you know, I'm biased. I'm an Immortal Severance kind of gal, so. But very, very great runs from both runners here.
Take a look at Mark's final time here.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure it matters because
Hi,
of the
guys.
scores.
Hey.
Yo, good run, man.
Howdy, GG, dude.
Yeah,
GG,
that
Spiral.
was so
Guys?
fast.
For the
So-
I don't
record,
know
for the
what
record,
happened.
that was 2 hits. That was 2 hits. Not that it matters, but for the record, that was 2 hits.
Yeah, yeah, there was some discussion in chat about one of them being a block and the other one a hit or something like
It
that.
doesn't. It doesn't matter. I fucked up either way. So.
Fuck, did they
Can
win?
I ask you what happened?
So that happens to me sometimes when I'm like, okay, I'm like going in my head. I'm like, okay, so gonna death flow, and then I'm gonna buff, and then in the process of thinking about that, because I have a goldfish brain. I fucked up the last slash,
Yeah.
and that's maybe the 12th time I've done that or so. But
Yeah.
the lightning, I honest to God don't know what happened. Did someone clip that? Because
so
it did
my-
not feel like I
my
probably
ex-
early dodged or something, but I've never seen that before.
Yeah, so my assumption was that number one, just the spot you had him in
2.5, I'll
was
take it.
super awkward. So maybe it just clipped you when you were trying to dodge it,
It
or it was
was-
just an early dodge.
I've never
weird.
experienced that before. It's very strange.
Yeah,
But
he
you know,
was in a really
Yeah.
bad spot there in the door. It's probably the
It's
worst
whatever,
spot he
yeah.
can be in. Even worse in the corners.
You
It's
also
horrible.
just got horribly unlucky on how many lightnings he pulled on you.
Yeah.
oh, he kept thrusting too. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
please stop, man.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
You want the thrust with McGarry, but without McGarry, you don't want as many as you got. Like,
Yeah.
No.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
you didn't get carry beforehand.
Yeah, I think it's slightly faster to get it later, and it
Mhm.
honestly doesn't actually speed that fight up that much at all. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
Can
just happy that I managed to do the rest of it hitless and didn't.
Yeah.
I was screaming while muted. I was glad I was muted there, but yeah.
That would have been great to just hear you scream in the background
Yeah.
while we're doing our commentary, to be honest. But congrats to both of you. Amazing runs. Really, really speedy as well. Some
Thanks
of
so
the
much.
strats. Wow. Mark, GG to you as well with the 1 hit and 38 minutes. That's crazy.
Where was your hit mark?
It was in Gyobu.
yo,
Oh,
Oh, of
yeah.
course, yeah.
I forgot
Yoke
I
was
hit
probably
Yoke.
the
That
scariest
run.
part of the run.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
the scariest part of the run. Yeah.
It's insane to me that Emma and Ishin are actually easier to me than Gyobu.
I got a hit because I don't know how to say exactly in English. Once I go to him flying,
Mhm.
when I don't let me think about how to say it. If I'm not perfectly positioned,
Yeah.
he changed his RNG, don't do the same attack as normally does, and because of that I got the hit.
Yeah.
But well,
yeah.
I'm
You
so
were
happy.
in-
I just wondered 5 minutes ago that I got only one hit and I won. Unexpected, but I won.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, crazy,
Congrats.
crazy.
Amazing run. Seriously.
It was really nice seeing the some of the different strats as well. Like Mark, you played things a bit safer in some parts. Spiral, you went all out speed in some sections. Like they were definitely a lot of variety in the strats there. So very good, very good.
Yeah, Spiral, I wanted to ask you because I didn't quite see. Did you not get suppress presence for Gunfort?
No. I don't like the suppressed presence strat if I'm not
you
going to do
just
YOLO
like,
for
you
it.
just like to yeet. I see. Okay.
Yeah, I find it more consistent, and I will
Okay.
stay on that hobby horse forever. I've been
Honestly,
saying
I
that, but
respect
yeah.
it, and I want you to
Mhm.
teach me that strat because it looks way too
Will
cool.
do.
Awesome.
I hope to convert everyone to no suppressed presence because it's a waste of 2 skill points in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I noticed you had 2 skill points in Gunfort, and I was like, that's on purpose. There's a reason for that. There's a method for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, people are asking in chat who won. Mark. It was Mark.
It was Mark.
with the 1 hit versus the 2 hits. So extremely
2.5.
close.
2.5.
2.5.
All right.
2.5 hits.
2.5.
Spain wins again. Could not bring one home for America. I will hang my head in shame.
Well, it looks like you're having a good time right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while since I took the hit, so I'm feeling a little better.
Wow.
Oh, can I say one thing I forgot to say yesterday?
Sure.
Mods, add Pantheon 5 to Hollow Knight, please. Also, Mortal Journey would be cool, but Pantheon 5, please. There we go. That's all I got to say.
You're abusing your power in here. But yeah, congrats, guys. You guys did amazing. I genuinely wish, and I was talking about this when you guys finished, but I really wanted to see an Immortal Severance run. Kind of upset we had to see a SHURA run. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I didn't have to do Speedy Dragon. That's
oh,
all I gotta say.
Speedy Dragon would have been so thick.
Yeah, yeah. But that fight is so hard, Speedy.
Oh yeah, it is.
Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great job again, both of you. In such a
Thanks so much.
short amount of time, like this game is particularly brutal, I find, with no hits. So
there's so many things that can go wrong, from grapples to random enemies sniping you in the back. So you guys did great.
Yeah, there's many things that it's simply RNG. So if you are lucky, you avoid the hit, but if not, maybe you can get a couple of them.
Yeah, there's a few. There were a few close shurikens and little knives and stuff getting thrown your way. Especially,
I'm amazed. I'm amazed I didn't take like 5 hits on the way to Guinea. Also, like falling down there, I was like, "What?" I normally I don't go that way, but I was like, it's like slightly faster. And of course, that's the one time I just yeet off the edge.
I'm also very surprised that your strat is a bit faster for the night jars on the roof. You know, you got Sheen and then you wait for him to turn around, but you don't death blow him. You just run past him.
Yeah, I actually learned that from Seki, believe it or not. I did not know. Well, not believe it or not, but yeah. And it's just as consistent, and it's a little faster. But yeah.
All right. Well, our moderators are saying we still have 9 minutes. You could do Sword Saint real quick. I'm just saying, if you want to show off some prowess, do it right now. Let me see some cool.
Could load up a save file or something.
Oh, I have a question for both of you, actually.
Yes.
Both of you took a very interesting approach to Snake Eyes in the Poison Swamp, where you killed that one gunner. What is the reason? Is that to save the Gachin sugar?
So that is yeah, I mean, actually I was thinking doing Gachin would be slightly faster, but that's what I'm used to now, because that's the one guy that can aggro to you. And actually, it's pretty safe just to go right to him. You rarely get shot, but I did have a few. There's a wonky grapple right before the very last one, where if you grapple wrong, you're going to get spotted, and it's going to be a much longer and more scary fight. So I just decided to go with what I was used to there.
I was actually going to ask you why you don't do the speedrun strat of looking at her while you're fighting Snake Eyes.
Oh, is that the strat, looking?
Yeah, so
I didn't know what caused him to not aggro there. I never knew that, so that is good to know.
Yeah, so basically what you do is while you're doing your mortal draws on Snake Eyes, you actually turn your camera to her and you'll see like the little triangle bar go down.
I saw that. I was like, why does it do that? I did. Okay, well, look, I learned something. Awesome.
She gets shy. She gets shy, you know? All right, well. We're gonna see Sword Saint, or are we
all right, sure, why not? We'll
the
SHURA plus Sword Saint. Let me
Can you tell me something?
I think I mostly have Demon Belt Charmless, so let me load that up.
Mark, do you have a save file for a cool fight?
Maybe the Old Father or Demon of Hatred.
Oh,
DOH. Let's do DOH.
Demon, yeah.
All right, let's
go. I'll do it sword only. Demon Belt Charmless. There we go.
I can't commentate Demon of Hatred. I have no idea how to fight him.
Oh, hang on. Let me make my
I
hot tub a little smaller here.
I think this is perfect.
I forget where it goes.
Yeah, I think
right around there.
As it is, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. This is probably not going to load it, but
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Is someone gonna do Gyobu skip?
Yeah,
Oh.
somebody's gonna.
Oh, did I do new game? Okay.
Cheese him off the edge.
And that's how you no-hit Demon of Hatred.
Yeah, easy. I don't even understand how that strat works, to be honest.
Just,
I've actually
don't
never
try
cheesed
so much.
DOH and don't know how to do it. That's not a humble brag. I just actually don't know how to do it.
I've done it with Gyobu, but you have to be so much faster with Demon of Hatred, unless you get him stuck, I think, which is like the newest rendition.
All
But...
right.
Listen, I'm not a cheater, all right?
Right.
Oh,
this
by
is
the
sword
way-
only, so I don't. I don't. You know what? Let me just do this to speed this up.
Okay. Well, have fun. By the way, Mark, big props to you for fighting Genichiro the normal way.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
we're going
because
back.
I don't know how to do the cheese to Genichiro.
Very
It's-
cool.
That's-
And I didn't
that's
grab
For me,
this
it's
item.
more
perfectly
difficult to
fine.
do the cheese than fighting normal.
I am so
need
smart,
you
you
to
guys.
know that I appreciated it as a Genichiro enjoyer.
Nah, I don't have that idol. Lol. Let's try that again.
So yeah, if you guys didn't know, in the latest patch, they made Demon of Hatred compulsory for the SHURA ending. So we have to do this now.
Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't count.
There we go. Okay.
Demon of Hatred is really weird.
FPS drop.
Oh.
Nah, get the
Oh.
fuck.
Oh,
Demon.
I saw that on stream too. Oh,
This is payback for all the runs DOH has stolen from me.
Yeah. Just kick his butt to relieve
I have not
the
fought
pain.
DOH in, I don't know, like a month or something. So
Oh, nice. So this will be
It's gonna be great.
interesting. Yeah. I only know that you just basically use a lot of mortal draws and hope for the best and run away and parry his stuff.
will we
but
get a T-pose?
oh. But DOH is really weird because some of the blocks, some of the parries actually sound like blocks, but it's super easy to tell because if you block a hit by Demon of Hatred, your character falls like 5 feet backwards for some reason.
Yeah. Also, you still take damage if it's an attack from the big firearm.
Yeah,
as well.
that is true.
Three minutes, guys. No pressure.
God, how tanky he is.
I mean,
Yeah, it's crazy. 3 death blows as well. It's nuts.
yeah. Wait, are you doing Demon Bone
Yeah.
the Chorus Charm?
Yes.
Holy
Yeah, and I'm doing sword only, no skills.
Oh my god. Spiral, you didn't have to brag.
And he's in a hot tub as well.
And he's in a hot tub. That, you know?
That's whatever.
Is that 47 skill points? I'm seeing?
Beautiful fight, Mark.
Oh, already done.
Amazing execution.
I'm
Okay.
already done, but I use everything. It's not only sword in my.
No, that's still fast,
Amazing.
even with everything. That was
Yeah.
that was
Which
very
is fast? Which is fast is that one. Let me show you guys.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh shoot, am I gonna make it, guys?
are you?
We'll see.
I don't understand how you do
I always
this.
forget how long this fight is.
There's something you do. I remember you showing me something in this fight, but I don't remember what it was, and it's insane. So I'm just waiting to see it.
You ever use the whistle on this guy? It's crazy.
Maybe.
I have not because I don't have the time to upgrade my prosthetics.
It's good.
Is it? What does it actually do?
It just stuns him for like
Oh,
30 seconds. It's crazy.
Look at the second phase.
all right.
I'm looking.
Oh wait. Oh, is that what Mark is showing?
Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
the finger
Spiral.
whistle, I
I'm sure
think.
Spiral will be almost done with the second phase when it's finished.
When Mark's done, Spiral might be done.
Oh, he's got the finger whistle. He's
Yeah,
got
my
the
favorite
whistle.
part of the arena, dude. Let's go.
Hmm? Oh, okay.
All right, let's see it. Whistle in action. Look at that.
That
Oh my
is
god.
ridiculous.
It's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I hate this part.
Spiral, you
This part of
sure
the
you don't
arena is
want the finger
gross.
whistle, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
please
maybe
don't.
like a mortal draw or something.
Okay, good. All right, I think we're good.
Oh.
I'm glad you could show that, Mark, because I wanted to show the whistle in action, so. And Mark is done with the fight.
Beautiful.
Gone.
2 demon hatred fights from Mark in the time that Spiral's doing his.
Oh, damn. I thought I was going to finish it
Well,
there.
I have to
Oh,
say
well.
that Spiral's one. It's a
Alright.
crazy.
GG's.
It's a crazy battle.
Yeah.
That is payback. Cool.
Nice.
Well done again, both of you. Crazy ones.
Amazing. Amazing demon of hatred fights from both of you as well. With no preparation whatsoever. Although Mark, you're doing all beats and memories right now, yeah?
No, now I'm running all bosses and mini bosses.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was
man.
I got a PV3 right now. The distance is
Oh.
in Old Father. The 3 hits are there in the Old Father.
Oh
So-
no.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah.
You'll get it.
Very
But
good luck with
that's
that.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
cool. Good luck.
Thanks so much. May I say something before we go?
By all
Yeah.
means, by all means.
Well, I have to remember all my colleagues of the Spanish community that it's part of the Team Hitless as well, but we have a stretched relationship each other. And I wanna mention Rada because it's an absolutely genius of Sekiro, and I started no hit because of him. And of course, Catalyst, because my playstyle used to be really relaxed, and she helps me a lot to improve my in-game time to participate here. So I have to say thank you to both of them and for all the rest that are in chat. Well, I love them. Cata, te quiero. Os quiero a todos. Guapos.
Look
And
at that
that's it.
community.
Oh, wholesome content.
Very
He
nice.
loves to see it.
And I would
Oh.
like to thank my dogs Kirby and Atlas, and also my lovely hot tub mates, and all my viewers, and all of you. You're great. Thank you.
GG's, everyone.
Yeah, that was
GG's, guys.
that was great, guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
So that was great to watch. You guys commentated wonderfully. Now, that was the last event. So you know what we got to do, guys. First, a thank you for hanging out with us today. This was fantastic. Thank you, chat.